as people start filtering in here. Before we kick off today's session, I just wanted to give people a little bit of framing. This is an informational session on 3 really great programs through Sandia and Los Alamos that are extremely vital for small businesses across New Mexico to know about. They can really help innovative small businesses kind of define exactly what they're doing, push forward the state of their technology, give them some really great benefits. So we're extremely excited that the lab personnel are going to be able to talk about these programs. When the lab personnel are talking about the programs, we're actually going to send out a poll because we're going to have breakout rooms after the information session, 1 breakout room per program. Today they'll be covering LEEP, Trigger, and NMSBA. So you'll see a poll question based on the information. Which one of the breakout rooms would you like to go into? And you'll probably get a notice that you've been assigned to a breakout room as soon as you answer that poll. So I'm going to be doing that during the course of the meeting. And when the breakout rooms are happening, we're also going to be given some more information about NMSERG, which is the New Mexico Clean Energy Resilience and Growth Cluster. It's a new effort by Arrowhead Center. New as in the past 6 months. It's a 3-year award from the Department of Energy Transfer Office. And we are trying to help energy innovators really take the next step forward. So you'll have the opportunity to sit in the main room after hearing from the lab personnel about these programs and just chat with me, find out more about NMSERG and find out if it's something that may be able to give you some assistance. This session is also being recorded, so just as a heads up for everybody. And now I will shut up and let the experts take over.
All right, I appreciate the expert title. I assure you it is nowhere near accurate, but good afternoon. I'm Julia Wise. And I am joined by representatives from Los Alamos and Sandia to discuss 3 programs, as Del mentioned: our New Mexico Small Business Assistance Program, our Technology Readiness Initiative, and our New Mexico Laboratory Embedded Entrepreneur Program. And so these programs offer a really unique opportunity to get access to expertise and capabilities of Sandia and Los Alamos National Lab at various levels of involvement, and they're really targeted for different needs as your business grows. Just one request for the folks who will be in the breakout room. So we have John Rogers from Los Alamos and Amanda Garcia from Los Alamos, as well as Judy Hedricks from Sandia, and I believe John Martinez also from Sandia. If you guys would be willing to put your contact information in the chat box, just to make sure that everyone on this call has access to our project managers if they have questions down the road as well. That would be a really great thing. So I'm going to, Mason, does it work for you if I share the slideshow that's up in the shared drive?
Yeah, absolutely. That's perfect.
Awesome. So I'm going to take us through the New Mexico Small Business Assistance Program. Mason will help us cover the Technology Readiness Initiative, and then finally closing it out, Marianne Johnston will join us to walk us through LEEP. And I think I forgot to hit share, so let's do that. Okay. Are you guys able to see this as a slideshow now?
Yes, we are, Julia.
Excellent, thank you. All right, so as I mentioned, we're going to kick off with the New Mexico Small Business Assistance Program. And this program provides New Mexico businesses facing technical challenges access to the unique expertise and capabilities of Los Alamos and Sandia National Laboratories, as well as the expertise at University of New Mexico Tech, of course, NMSU, and our partners at the New Mexico Manufacturing Extension Partnership. So at no cost to the business, if you're facing a technical challenge, whether it be how well does my hand sanitizer work to I'm curious if my product could be usable in other markets to I need to improve my manufacturing processes or set up a plant, this is a great program to gain access to that. And so this program, through 3 types of projects, provides businesses almost spot treatment for your technical challenges. And the first type of project that we have is a project called an individual project. This is a single business facing a single technical challenge. And what's really great about our program is because we're really geared to help you solve problems as they come up, requests are accepted at any time throughout the calendar year through nmsbaprogram.org, the website on the web address on the bottom of these slides. And so if you're an individual business that is facing a challenge, we recommend you log on and work with our individual, put in a request for individual. If you happen to be a business that is facing a challenge that really your supply chain could benefit from solving, or you have more than one business facing the same challenge, we have a couple of calls each year for a type of project called a leverage project. This allows multiple small businesses that share technical challenges to pool their resources and request assistance collectively for a larger project. Finally, if it's an assistance that isn't quite right for the national labs, but say NMSU offers, you really want to work with folks who have a wind tunnel, which NMSU does. This is a great opportunity to access some of those contract project resources. So overall, to be eligible for this program, you must be a small New Mexico business who files gross receipts taxes in the state of New Mexico. So you're going to need a New Mexico tax ID number. You'll need a physical presence here. You'll need to be a New Mexico business. If you're a business located in Santa Fe and Bernalillo County, you are eligible for $20,000 of technical assistance. This program is not cash or goods exchanged with the business, but it provides, it's like renting a scientist's time or an expert's time to come help your company. So you have $20,000 of an expert's time to use. If you're located in a rural county, which is any county, including Doña Ana, outside of Santa Fe and Bernalillo, you're eligible for $40,000 of technical assistance. And like I mentioned, because this program is really designed to be flexible and help businesses at the point when they need it, requests are accepted anytime. We do run on a calendar year, so there'll be a longer lead time to work with the PIs and put together your projects, and I'll get back to what the PI is in just a minute, the earlier in the year that you submit a project. So the New Mexico Small Business Assistance Program, jointly run through Sandia and Los Alamos National Labs, really geared towards helping your business solve technical challenges as they occur. Businesses are only eligible for 1 project per year, but one thing that I can't drive home enough is please, if you have a question, if you have a challenge, reach out to us and we're happy to talk through. All of our project managers at both of the labs are really geared to help you think through the challenges you're facing. So how does the project process work? Well, like I said, it starts with a conversation. It starts with submitting a request for assistance. You can do this on our website at nmsbaprogram.org. After we receive that request, you'll be contacted by one of our project managers for an intake interview. This helps us verify the eligibility, really making sure that this is a New Mexico small business, making sure that NMSBA, unfortunately, is not able to provide assistance that's available on the private sector. It has to be a unique assistance. So making sure that we're really solving a unique problem, and then outlining the assistance needed from the business. From there, our project managers look within the laboratories and within the universities to identify the appropriate principal investigator or PI. So this is the scientist or researcher who will be doing the work. After we've identified the appropriate PI, we work together with you and the PI to develop a statement of work. So what's going to be done to address your technical challenge? Once we have that in place, the small business signs our non-negotiable standard NMSBA agreement, and we're able to begin project work. This is project work where the fun part takes place. Upon completion of the project, the company, you'll receive a final report. So you'll receive what the researcher found out, that information. You'll receive a statement that outlines the assistance provided, as well as some surveys. So overall, in working with the laboratories, this is an incredibly fast-moving program for the national labs. And like I said, it all starts with a conversation. So please go onto our website, take a look around, and submit your request for assistance. And like I mentioned, the individual projects are non-competitive. So if we can help you and it's appropriate, we will. And so really thinking about the benefits to New Mexico business, it's technical assistance. It's access to the laboratory expertise and capabilities and knowledge that you would not be able to get anywhere else at no cost to the small business. It's no cost, it's not cash or goods exchanged. So the funding goes towards the scientist's time and completing these projects to help you move to the next level. It's access to expertise and expert solving the company's problems. It can provide testing and evaluation from a national lab that can make you more appealing to investors, granting organizations. It's that extra level of security there and just expertise applied to your program, to your company, and to your product. It can lead to an increased understanding of product, market, and technology. And it serves to build relationships with technical experts for future collaboration. So it's build some relationships with experts as you look towards trigger or becoming a laboratory embedded entrepreneur. And so to get you an idea, to provide an idea of how a couple of companies have used NMSBA, we've got 3 examples, one from an individual project, one from those collective larger leverage projects, and one from a contract project. So individually, this was a project that was done at Sandia. It's called SAVSU. And what SAVSU does is create better vaccine storage. And they were looking at how to best ensure that this vaccine storage maintains its temperature and how they can do it in these remote areas that they were trying to deliver the vaccines to. And so SAVSU worked with engineers at Sandia National Laboratory, and they basically broke the technology down to its components and helped SAVSU calculate optimal thermal performance criteria. So where do these storage containers need to get to, and what needs to happen so that these coolers can stay cool, specifically through utilizing solar power to make ice in the cooler. So helping them improve their product, utilizing Sandia's engineering expertise as well as some of their solar expertise. So it's a combination of 2 resources that wouldn't have been available to this company within New Mexico, the engineers at Sandia, who had both expertise in solar as well as within some of this technology breakdown and review, evaluation and review. At Los Alamos, we worked with Ubiquity. And so Ubiquity manufactures quantum dots, and they really wanted to demonstrate the quality of their product. And so they worked with NMSBA to demonstrate the color purity of their solid state lighting products. They were able to prove the high quality of their product. This resulted in SBIR grants as well as investment, and they are expanding into this growing industry. And so what Ubiquity was able to do was use laboratory expertise to validate their product. They in turn took that data, applied it to a small business innovation research grant, an SBIR grant, received that grant, and then we're also able to take that data and put it in front of investors and receive investment. Finally, we've got AMPS, which is Advanced Manufactured Power Solutions. So they make batteries, and they make really good batteries, but they had only been making batteries for the defense and space industry. So they felt like they were cutting themselves off at the pass. They just didn't have enough. They wanted to expand into different markets. So they reached out to NMSBA, and we paired them with the University of New Mexico Management of Technology program. And they were able to, by working with these teams of students at UNM, MOT, as well as the professors there, they were able to identify new research areas as well as new markets and end uses for AMP's battery packs for their custom power solutions. So they were able to identify new markets as well as help the company understand the research path that they would need to take to enter those markets, the research and validation path. These were all done under the NMSBA program. So that pretty much wraps it up. I'm going to turn it over to Mason. Let me know if you need me to advance the slides. But just keep in mind, NMSBA is a quick hit to help you solve your technical challenge, whether it be validating something, evaluating a design, or identifying new markets, laying out, or helping you move closer to manufacturing. So it's a non-competitive program that allows you to access expertise at the laboratories at any point during your company's progression. All right, Mason, I'm gonna keep I'll keep scrolling, but just let me know when you need me to change slides, okay?
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Julia. So jump into Trigger now. Similar to the NMSBA program, it's a partnership between Los Alamos National Laboratory, Sandia National Laboratories, and the state of New Mexico. And whereas Julia was saying NMSBA is more of kind of a quick hit, Trigger is a long program that can extend up to a year working with a New Mexico company. And what the focus is on is if you are a company that has a license technology from a national laboratory, or you have a cooperative research and development agreement or a technical assistant maturation agreement with a national laboratory, you can partner with that lab to mature an early stage technology from an early idea to a finalized product or service over the course of a year. So what we see with the technology maturation process and with the technology transfer process is that when you're at the early stages of an idea, commonly referred to as a TRL level or technology readiness level of 1, 2, or 3, that's simply an idea and it's not quite ready for market yet. What this program attempts to do is take that early idea, partner a business or an innovator with a PI at a national laboratory and work towards advancing that early stage idea to a market ready product, ideally so that you can launch that into the New Mexico economy to grow jobs, to grow the economy itself, and to increase wages for our high-tech ecosystem here. So again, the types of projects that we work with are a TAMA there, a technical assistance maturation agreement, or a cooperative research and development agreement. And I'll get into kind of the logistics of how that works into the program structure a little bit down the presentation here. But a good takeaway is that if you are interested in this program, if you either wish to license a technology or develop one of these project partnerships with the labs, to start the conversation early and engage either myself or one of our program leads at Los Alamos or Sandia to really analyze the scope, analyze what you want to look at in terms of the technology maturation assistance, and again, get the conversation started early there. So some details and logistics. You do need to be a New Mexico business. So if you just go back one slide, Julie, sorry about that. Yeah, so you do need to be a New Mexico business with a New Mexico tax ID. So similar to the NMSBA program, each lab for FY22 has $750K as a tax credit for funding for this program. So that's the cap that's available. And $150K is the maximum amount of assistance that you can receive as a New Mexico business. And that qualifies over the span of a year is when this timeline needs to be completed. So jump into the next slide, looking at kind of logistics here. So the first step here is partnering with the national laboratory. So a business must have a license or a CRADA with LANL or Sandia. So again, that kind of gets to the point of getting the conversation started early and how can we kind of go down this road. So then to start off, you submit a statement of intent, whether partnering with one of our program managers or doing it through the website. You can engage with one of the labs to get the program started. There's then a verification of eligibility. So are you a New Mexico business? Does this fall within the scope of what can be accomplished in the Trigger program? And are you a company that is eligible for the Trigger program? And then the fourth tier there, you craft the project and proposal. So you identify a principal investigator, a PI, whether at Sandia or Los Alamos National Labs, to work with to identify that proposal to work on the project before you submit it to the committee for review. And that's a broad scope in terms of the committee. That's not just individuals who are working within the laboratory, but those are people who are pulled in from industry, from our economic development community, because the broader picture here is that Trigger is a program that's supposed to amplify the overall economy and high-tech economy that we have here. So it's great to have stakeholders from industry and economic development engaged in the process. Following that, if we then move on to the business signs the TAMA or CRADA agreement, and then as Julia stated, the fun part is when the project work begins. And that's over the course of a year, again, up until closure. So benefits to the New Mexico businesses, I've stated a few here, but kind of the major takeaways that I think I'd really like to drive home is this allows a business to work directly with laboratory experts to accelerate technologies past the invention stage, past early ideas into products or services that can be launched into the local market. You can move technology closer along commercialization milestones. So as you have your roadmap developed for moving your technology towards that finalized product, this program can help you hit those milestones. And it helps you increase understanding of your product market and the technology that you hope to deploy into that market. And additionally, builds relationships with technical experts for future collaboration, right? Small community, New Mexico, it's great to have those PI relationships. So further down the road, you can hopefully build on your technology, build on your business model. Great. So with that, Julia did an awesome job highlighting two case studies that we had, or three case studies that we had for NMSBA. Similarly, I'd like to highlight two case studies that we have for the Technology Readiness Initiative. Now, notably, this is in its pilot stage right now. So we have had some fantastic success to date. And hope to continue down that road as the program evolves and grows in the local market. So the first company here is Mpower, which is an industry leader in the design and fabrication of lightweight, flexible, resilient, space-qualified photovoltaics called Dragon Scales. Dragon Scales being a technology that was licensed from Sandia and National Laboratories. And those have terrestrial and space applications as well as Internet of Things. And what we're seeing with the company right now is recent contracts are with NASA, and you've seen the success that they've had there with a raise of 14.4 million, as well as 14 employees locally in Albuquerque. The project that we're working with Mpower right now is to provide modeling and characterization of novel solar array technology to help improve resilience, manufacturing, and performance. Because as noted, working with either the contracts with NASA, these Dragon Scales or the product that they're selling is under extreme environments. So it's awesome to have this program trigger to test that technology under those extreme environments. Next is we go into Perito Powder here, working with Los Alamos National Laboratory. So Perito Powder is based in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's a world leader in the development and commercialization of advanced electrocatalysts for fuel cells and electrolyzers. Perito Powder manufactures a range of catalyst products using its own intellectual property as well as intellectual property license from Los Alamos National Laboratories. And through the Trigger Readiness Initiative, Los Alamos has been able to support Perito Powder by performing a suite of tests that improve the understanding of how their catalysts perform and how they can further advance their product development. And this company's seen tremendous success over the last few years, raising $9.5 million in venture capital and employs 17 individuals across New Mexico. But the larger takeaway here from the Trigger program is that this is an initiative from Los Alamos and Sandia National Laboratories in partnership with the state of New Mexico to really provide the services that are necessary to companies that are licensing a technology or have a cooperative research and development agreement to take that early stage tech and deploy it into the marketplace to increase the overall economy, increase the wages for high-tech jobs, and to see greater job growth for the future of the state. So again, I think we'll have some folks in breakout rooms to answer any questions regarding Trigger. But with that, Julia, I'll pass it over to you and I guess to MJ for LEEP.
All right, awesome. Marianne, are you on?
I am on, yes.
Awesome.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day today. I'm Marianne Johnston with Los Alamos National Laboratory. I'm here to talk to you about New Mexico Lab Embedded Entrepreneur Program, or New Mexico LEEP. New Mexico LEEP is a highly competitive program that was launched at Los Alamos in partnership with the Los Alamos Commerce and Development Corporation and Sandia National Labs. And what this program is looking for are trailblazers in science and technology development, startup founders, corporate and government trend centers and visionaries who really have a breakthrough technology that can make our country and our economy more secure. So what we're looking for are those companies that are really ready to accelerate their growth and move past the startup stage into, by the time leaving New Mexico LEEP, ready for a Series A funding event. We are focusing on 5 different technology areas: advanced materials, artificial intelligence and advanced computing, biotechnology, energy transition, and space systems. Next slide. So what is New Mexico LEEP? New Mexico LEEP is, we are recruiting, and we will start this recruiting process for our second cohort on March 1st, so next week. We're recruiting top innovators to come to Los Alamos National Laboratory or New Mexico to really build their business here in the state. So New Mexico LEEP offers a stipend of up to $100K per year for the innovator to relocate and work along the national laboratory. This stipend includes relocation, healthcare, and travel costs while you're in the program. The second thing that this program offers is technical support through a cooperative research and development agreement. And this is really equivalent up to $100K per year to work with Los Alamos National Laboratory and potentially Sandia National Laboratory side by side with the scientists to really begin validating your technology and moving it forward into your business model, so you understand what your customers are going to need and how you're going to be able to scale up the technology development and product development for your company. And then finally, what LEEP offers a little bit more different than TRGR and NMSBA is we do training for the entrepreneurs and really scaling up and mentoring them with premier mentors across the United States that will move them forward and get them ready for Series A funding event. Next slide. So the benefits of the program is basically the funding and program to really accelerate your deep technology into products into the market space. We have a very sophisticated expertise and facilities to advance the technology concept and validate the performance of your technology. As I've said before, we have a customized curriculum specific for the lab-embedded entrepreneurs to focus on product development, manufacturing, and getting yourself investor ready. And then we also provide access to networks outside of New Mexico as well as inside New Mexico to move you past where you are and where you want and get to where you want to go. And like I said, we're recruiting nationally, so it's also to get people to enjoy the lifestyle and the opportunity within the state of New Mexico. Next slide, please. So what are we looking for? We're really looking at committed innovators, people who want to take a multi-year leap in pursuing the development of their product idea and company. That their product idea and technology are going to have significant impact, and they're really solving a national security related problem. There's alignment of your product idea with what the capabilities of Los Alamos and Sandia can provide you in getting you to that next level of success. And finally, coachability, people who are willing to take advice and really understand what they need to incorporate into their business and into their business model to make it successful. Next slide, please. So as I said, this is a competitive process. We will be accepting applications starting March 1st through April 15th. They are online, and we'll get you that URL. Once we close the application process, applications will be ranked by our team to see who goes into a virtual interview for selected applicants. The virtual interviews include experts from outside of the laboratory and investors, entrepreneurs, and corporate entities. as well as experts within the laboratory that could understand where your technology aligns and help us align you with the right principal investigator to work with you over a 2-year period of time. Once we down select after the virtual interviews, the top applicants will be invited to Los Alamos for a capability alignment workshop. And this is where we work with the top innovators to assess where their alignment is with the principal investigators and the capabilities within the laboratory, and begin to outline what their work would look like with Los Alamos as they partake in the New Mexico LEEP program. Then we finally have final presentations where all finalists come to northern New Mexico and give a presentation, an investor-like presentation to a select committee, again, of subject matter experts, investors in key technology areas, to see who would be the second cohort for the New Mexico LEEP program. And then in September, we look at selecting finalists and then welcoming everybody to northern New Mexico in January of 2023. Next slide. So as I said, we've started our first cohort. This is an example of one of our first NM LEEP participants. Cliff Chan is originally from San Diego, California. He's relocating to Albuquerque, New Mexico to work with both Sandia and Los Alamos National Laboratories in the New Mexico LEEP program. He's working with the materials organization at the Center for Nanotechnologies. He's assigned 2 principal investigators, and then collaboration with LANL is really to look at how to demonstrate his idea on single pixel LiDAR systems integrated with microprocessing, photonics, optics, and electrical design components that he is trying to make LiDAR lighter, cheaper, and more accurate. So the overall exercise, which is really interesting on this project, is he will be working at the CENT facility to do his scaling and prototyping at Sandia National Laboratories. And then the 2 principal investigators within Los Alamos are going to help Cliff really test and evaluate and improve on his product design as he moves forward through New Mexico LEEP. So we're very excited to bring Cliff Chan on board. We have 2 other people in the first cohort. One is T Neurosciences, that's located in Placitas, New Mexico. They're working on an Alzheimer detection technology, as well as potentially moving that to a therapeutic. And the second company has relocated to Albuquerque from South Carolina, and they're working on a new software to help detect space weather events for satellites. They're also working with AFRL and the University of New Mexico through the NMSBA program as they progress through the New Mexico LEEP program. Next slide. I think that's it. Oh, so I think the next phase is go ahead and go to the next slide, sorry, is the breakout section. These are the people that you can contact at Los Alamos and Sandia to get a hold of each program. Is there anything else, Del, that as we move forward, or any questions we need to answer before we move forward into the breakout session?
No, I think that is great, Marianne. So I did get the poll results. I will be opening up the breakout rooms and sorting people into them. The breakout rooms are kind of set up as free form. You can pop in, find out more information about LEEP, our trigger, our NMSBA. But if you do want to find out more about other programs, feel free to leave the breakout room. You will get dropped right back into this main session here, and just let me know another program that you want to find out more about, and I will move you into that breakout room. The poll results are formatted a little bit funky, so I'm going to be opening the meetings and then going to be moving people here very shortly. So give me just a couple of minutes to get that worked out.